had a nook in the reception area, and this young man just approached us and said, "Can I rent this nook here?" So we asked him, "What do you want to do?" He said, "Well, I've noticed these people don't have refreshments, they can't have a snack, and they don't have photocopy, because they all need to photocopy documents. So they have to go to somewhere very far." So he set up this place and it was buzzing. He made quite a fortune. The only misfortune is that the building is being renovated now, so everybody was asked to leave. But he's made his money now, he's an entrepreneur. You know, he can exist somewhere else. So some of the ideas are so simple. But you see, these are the opportunities you can look at back then.
And we do international trade missions every year. This October we're going again. Last year September we were there. When you see what's happening, you can actually spot those opportunities because they export. And another question?
My name is Bruce Mulenga.
Are you brothers?
We are one and we are two. Yeah. How is, from your expertise and your intimacy with the market in Zambia, how is the residential property market looking in the next 5, 10 years for an investor who is interested in participating?
Okay. What we found out is that on the upper end of the market has slowed down a bit, because we had a crazy market situation where ordinary houses were fetching something like $3,000–4,000 per month. But those were the expatriates, like the diplomats, who were paying such rentals. But even they now have decided that, so a lot of people started building a lot of high-cost houses to cash in on that opportunity, you know. And I also acquired one. I was one of those. But I struggled when my house was vacant. One of my houses was vacant. It stayed for 5 months, and I had to accept less rent. I've been renting at $3,000. I had to accept 2.5 just to cut my losses. Now that's on the upper end of the market. It's a bit saturated, but on the lower end of the market, it's amazing. The lower end of the market, people are paying through the nose. Some people starting off, some young people starting off as working for the banks and all, they're ending up renting 7 quarters. So we have a housing deficit of 1.5 million housing units. In fact, the government thinks to fulfill the supply to the market, we have to be having 150,000 houses every year, built every year. Now that's where the need is, the masses. So if you invest in the medium cost and lower end of the market, you couldn't go wrong.
Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I'll probably close the audience questions. I think you haven't said nothing. I can allow 1 minute.
Just talked about housing.
You didn't say your name.
I'm Kena Gonda
Okay.
from Manchester.
Manchester.
I would like to know, I can't recall from my last experience in Zambia, I would like to know whether prefabs are legal now in Zambia. Because you're talking about medium to low cost. I think that would be a good idea. I would like to find out whether prefabs are legal,
Okay.
or whether you have any experience in your dealing with prefabs.
Yeah, very interesting. We had legislation. You see, most of our legislation was inherited from a long time ago. Some of the legislation was from the colonial era. You know, they were saying that, whereas the British who colonized us kept on evolving with the laws, we got stuck with the old laws. So there were certain restrictions. But about 3-4 years ago, one Chinese company was given a contract to build 4,500 houses stage steel frame technology, which is a prefab with steel framework and cladding. And that contract was worth something like $450 million. So that has created the understanding that if the government can build such houses for their defense personnel and the different people in the Ministry of Defense, then it's accepted technology. And then I've been talking to the National Housing Authority. They realize that if we're to build using conventional brick and mortar methods, there's no way we're going to meet that housing deficit. So now they're looking at solutions. In fact, my visit to Dubai, before I went to the States, I had meetings with the company that supplies the equipment for doing that, for using that technology. And in the States, I also visited some companies. And in London, I was meeting with other people who are suggesting other methods. So I'm shopping around because there's a big contract with one of the mining houses, KCM. They want to do a staff housing scheme of initial 2,700 houses. And then there are about 8,000 members of staff who've registered for that staff housing project. So the only way it's going to happen is with that type of technology.
So it's acceptable.
Yeah.
So Zambia is going.
So it's getting accepted.
De facto standard. Somebody starts and no one challenges it. It's acceptable. Now we're going to go to the close of this special interview, and I'm sure you've learned a lot. You're learning a lot. But I don't want to close without doing this. I'd like you to welcome Dr. David Oloke. If you'd like to come and bring the chair yourself. Yes, indeed. We are going to close with this special note.
potential that we have, not only in making an impact back in our various countries, but also where we are right now. Let's not close our eyes to think that everything we are today is everything we can be. We can be much more. So it's about stretching ourselves and believing that God can actually make us do that. When we were out to Zambia last year, to be quite frank, I never knew that we'd be doing all this today. But as God started to show me the things that can be done, it became quite obvious that if we took some steps, we can actually get quite a lot done. So it's just about believing in God and believing in yourself that you can actually do much more than you are doing today. And this is just the message I would like to pass across to you colleagues. I've met Mr. Parry on one or two other platforms, not as this close, and I know he's somebody who believes in innovation a lot. He's probably got more ideas than he can say, because I know about the products and so many things that they've been involved with. We met at a time with Jamal Khatib, who you work with very well at the University of Wolverhampton, and obviously people like David Dixon. Mr. Gracewell hasn't had a chance to say much today, but I know he's got a heart for pulling people together, we talk about investments and things. So there are a lot of people who are doing things, and I believe one of the reasons why God is giving us this place is to think deeper and create more opportunities for us to keep pulling